This is the 2023 Honda CRV EXL. It has a sticker price of $35,005. I'm sure you could negotiate that $5 down to zero if you wanted to, but for those of you who maybe don't want the highest trim level, and those of you who are always asking me to show you lower trim levels, well, that's what we're doing. It's not the lowest trim level, but it's close. But a very basic model here, really, but it still has some great features for really what I consider to be a very good price. The exterior color is crystal black. It has jet black interior. So what are we looking at here? LED headlights, LED daytime running lights, a very nice looking, flowing with the body lines, just the way everything kind of just has that angle to it. Look on the turn signal, a very nice look on the front end. The active air vents right here, that's going to help. Even though this isn't going to give you the gas mileage of the hybrid version, it's still stellar gas mileage. Having those active air curtains right there that allow air to flow through the front end, decreasing drag, I should say, not increasing, decreasing. Obviously, that's important. And then we're going to have the heated, power adjustable, but manually folding side view mirrors. Turn signal indicators built in right here, and these are redesigned, as is obviously the whole vehicle, for 2023. From the A-pillar forward, a lot more squared off look than what we've seen in the past. Definitely giving it a little bit more of an aggressive look, maybe a little more modern look, if you will. 235 on the width, 60 on the sidewall size, and 18-inch wheels is what we have here, and something that you won't see on other Hondas, not just yet. I'm sure there's others that have them coming, but we haven't seen them, at least on this channel yet. The hydraulic hood struts to raise the hood. Gone is that pesky prop rod that you have to use to put things up, to hold up the hood. Now, what are the changes in size? The wheelbase from one wheel to the other is going to be 1.6 inches. 2.7 inches is going to be the overall length from bumper to bumper, and the width of the vehicle increases by 0.4 inches, or just 0.4 inches if you want to put it that way. And obviously you're wondering about LED. Is it everywhere? It is. You have LED taillights here as well, and something that I really like here. When you go with the gas-powered version, EXL, you're going to find something you won't find on the hybrid Sport and Sport Touring models, which is this floor that can be moved into 3 different positions that actually does a lot to help increase cargo capacity. And under the hood is going to be the 2-liter 4-cylinder. It makes 190 horsepower, which is going to be enough to definitely do anything you need to do here with this CRV. Front-wheel drive, as I said earlier, it is made to do a CVT, continuously variable single-speed transmission, and that might make a lot of people cringe, but it's not bad. It behaves very well. Now, what about those important MPGs? 28 miles per gallon city, 34 on the highway, 30 combined, and 3.3 gallons of gas per every 100 miles you drive. And to make that a little bit easier to understand, this is a 14-gallon gas tank. Now, one thing you might have noticed, let me go up here and we'll close the hood real quick, and then we're going to come back to something that I know a lot of you like to know about here. Number one, the remote. Right here. There's what your remote looks like. Lock, unlock, got your panic button down there. You can open that power rear lift gate, and yes, remote start. Now, what is it I was talking about? Here it is. You might have noticed that I just walked up and opened the gas tank, and you might say, well, that doesn't make me very comfortable. Well, good news. Lock the vehicle, you lock the gas tank as well. You do also have Honda Sensing. That's going to be all of those great safety features: lane keeping assist, road departure mitigation, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring. It's all here. And a nice balance here. You've got the chrome look with the surround on the windows right here, and then the flat black right here as well on the windows. So that really matches quite nicely. I don't think that would look as good if it was gloss black, just my personal opinion. And a nice rear roof spoiler. I do like the look that that gives. It's a nice finishing look back here. And the taillights looking very nice. I like the design overall, the way they flow here. The one thing I like to see, and this is more of a car guy thing, so it is what it is, let's put this rear window wiper up inside of the rear roof spoiler. That would be a good thing. Now, even though it's available, you don't have it here because it isn't spec'd into the vehicle. On higher trim levels, obviously it's going to be, but you can see that I don't have the ability to open the rear liftgate hands-free, but it is a power rear liftgate. This model will tow up to 1,000 pounds. And so what are we looking at with cargo capacity overall? 36.6 up to 79.3 cubic, or excuse me, 39.3 cubic feet. Let's not get confused there. Up to 76.5 cubic feet. And then we're going to take a quick look here and show you how to maximize your cargo space. I'm just lifting up on that latch right there, and we can put the seats down. Now this front seat is too far forward to lay that flat, but it does lay flat, I promise you. And speaking of that, not only does it lay flat, they also have a little bit of a recline built into them so rear seat passengers can enjoy taking a nap if they want to. Okay, I told you that you could fold these flat. I just moved that seat forward a little bit, no big deal. Now there is one more thing I would like to show you before we move into the rear seat area. I can't imagine this being necessary, but Honda's made it possible if you need to change the height of this rear liftgate. How do you do it? Well, notice it says hold to set height right here. So all you're going to do is pull that down to right there. Hold the button down until you hear all the beeps. Here they come. Now, we'll close that very quickly for you, and then we'll open it back up, and you'll see that it opens back up to where I just set it. So a very convenient and easy feature. That's not within the infotainment screen, even though there is a lot there that you can change, a lot of nice settings and all of that good stuff. Now let's hop into the interior and see what your rear seat passengers are going to find. Nice soft touch right here on the armrest. It may not be as deep and plush as you might want, but when your arm's on there, you really can't tell. It still feels nice and comfortable. A little bit of contrast stitching right here, although it's black. That would look good if it was white or red, but it is what it is on this trim level. Here's your door bin, a good bit of space for a nice large bottle or whatever snacks somebody wants to put in there. And then we'll hop inside into the interior right here. You're gonna find the seat pocket only on the passenger side here. I always wonder, why is that? There should be one here too, at least in my personal opinion. Air conditioning vents here, but no connectivity. Remember, it is the EXL trim level, so you're not gonna come standard on the EXL trim level with all of that connectivity right there that you'll get on higher trim levels. But you will find a nice armrest here, the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in. And I like the way this is designed because you can put 2 cups in here and still have room for your arm to fit. Not every vehicle can boast of such a thing. Now, you do have the standard size sunroof, no panoramic, not yet. Maybe we're going to see that down the road. Tell me what you think about that and if you would like to see a panoramic sunroof for the CRV. All right, if you want a little bit more space with the door bin, well, you have a little more here in the front, but still plenty of room in the rear as well. And then basically the same setup we have here with the door bin, the armrest, everything here. Gloss black on the trim right here. Tell me what you think about that. Would you rather see something other than gloss black? Power seats for the driver and the passenger. They are heated as well. And then we'll hop inside here and take a look at what is the gloveless glove box. Never any gloves in there, but there is a lot of space without the gloves. And then we're going to start seeing this across the board with Honda. This gives you an idea of what the interior is going to look like in future vehicles if you haven't seen any of those yet, such as the forthcoming Accord, the Pilot, and so forth. But a nice look, kind of that honeycomb look, and it really gives it a clean, seamless look between where the air conditioning vent ends and then starts again with the next vent. You really can't tell the difference. A nice clean look with that, I have to say. But again, more of that gloss black. If you like the gloss black, that's a win for you because there's a good bit here. And we're going to have wireless charging. That's a good thing. USB connectivity and the 12-volt power outlet right there. If you don't like the push-button shifters, good news, you don't have that here. Although you do have some push-button functionality here for changing modes, turning that pesky auto stop-start feature off, hill start assist, power parking brake and brake hold mode, And then a couple more cup holders right here, and then the multitasking lid for the armrest. Why is it multitasking? Because you can use it as an armrest and the lid for the console. So quite a bit going on in here, a lot of space. You've got the tray right here that you can remove if you want to, and quite a bit of storage space underneath that. And when it comes to the driver's side, well, for the most part, we're going to see the same things we saw on the passenger side, but there are some additions here, including the controls for all 4 windows. You can lock the windows if you want to, lock and unlock the doors, and adjustments for those heated power adjustable side view mirrors. Also, something I really like here, 2 settings for seat memory, but notice what you don't see here. You don't see any way to activate or turn off the child safety locks. That's because you do that on the rear doors themselves. So here is the button for that. So when it's in the up position, you can see by the arrow that indicates that when you push down this way towards the lock like that, now they're active. When this button is in the up position, that means they're inactive. And what I'm saying here, before anybody jumps in the comments, because this has happened before and says, Tom, those have always been on the rear doors. But that is true that the child door locks have always been on the rear doors, but the way you activate them is not always on the rear doors, just so you know. So there's a little bit of vehicle visionary sarcasm. We've got to have that in every video so you can laugh, right? Okay. And you have the ability to turn off traction control if you want to do a front-wheel drive burnout with your CRV. And you have the power rear lift gate. You can open and close that back there, so you can actually open the rear lift gate and then do a burnout if you wanted to. You can also adjust your steering wheel tilt and telescopically, drop that lever, and you're in business. Now, let's listen. Hop in. Hopefully you heard that. The greeting music, if you will, that plays when you hop into the driver's seat and then push that button right there to start the engine that we just did. That's your start-stop button for the engine. So what we have here is quite a bit that we can go through. Let's see if we can get this to work for us here. All right, sometimes it's a little tricky to do this. Let me see if I can do this for you. There we go. So all I had to do is hit home, and then you can use the scroll wheel to work your way through quite a few different options within the menu here. You can even use navigation right there. So if you are directionally challenged, well, no problem. You can still figure out which direction you're going in. A very nice, modern-looking digital instrument cluster. For the driver, you've got the digital speedometer and the analog right there as well. And then steering wheel mounted controls, those are everything that you use for the radio and all that volume. And then searching your way through what I was just showing you right there and your voice commands. Here's your adaptive cruise control functionality, controlling the headlights right here and the turn signals. I hope you use those when you're driving down the road. And then you can control everything for the front and rear window wipers right here. Now, one thing I really like here that Honda has done, the change with the screen right here with the infotainment system. Still just as easy to use as ever before, but you do have the ability to go in and do quite a bit. And one thing I do like that is an addition here, right here with vehicle settings. Check out the graphics. That looks really nice. I like what Honda has done there, just giving it a nice look. So you can turn your high beams on and off, the auto high beams on and off if you want to right there, whatever you want to do. And if you did have a power hands-free liftgate where you just use that sensor under the bumper to swipe your foot and it didn't work, well, here's where you would come to make sure it was turned on. You can see that that option is not here. That way nobody corrects me in the comments section. I do know that's available on other trim levels, but just so you know. And the multi-view rear camera. 3 different views for 3 different situations. I like that. It does a really good job. And look at how quick that responds. A very quick responding infotainment screen. Better than what we saw with the previous generation, I would definitely say for sure. Your dual zone climate control right here. You can control fan speed. You can sync those together if you would like right there. And then you have something I'm actually using today because it is a little bit on the chilly side for a change here in Northwest Louisiana, heated seats. And other than that, that's basically everything we have. Now, one thing I do want to show you right here, since we couldn't do it from the other side, how about your driving modes and your mode selector? Normal, you're going to have Econ, you're going to have Snow. And so you can see that you have a little graphic back there that shows up depending on the mode that you drive in, just giving you a little added value. And to open and close that power sunroof right there, that's what the control is for right here. You don't have a conversation mirror, so you can't give your kids the angry eyes anymore if they're being bad back there. But a sunglass holder right here, something that I know a lot of you like to take advantage of. One of the most common things I know people are going to ask about when it comes to the test drive of this CRV, the EXL, because you don't have the hybrid powertrain, so you have the CVT. How does it behave? Honda's done a really good job with their CVTs over the last couple of years, doing a great job of making them, well, a lot more enjoyable to use. They're more well-behaved, we'll say. That's probably the best explanation I can give you on that. So, not a big deal. If you're concerned about that, yeah, test drive one for yourself. That's the main thing here. So, you do have comfortable ride quality and comfortable seating as well. I like the fact that not only do you have the comfortable suspension, but the comfortable ride quality with the seats to complement that. So it makes a really big difference in the overall experience of driving the CRV. So let's get up here and get ready to make our turn, and we'll get going here. I hate to sit for too long if I don't absolutely have to. Now we'll do a little bit of an acceleration test here, not too much. We're going to try and be kind of careful with that, but definitely having no problems getting up to speed here. Speed limit's 50 miles an hour on this particular road, so not having any trouble getting to that speed and a little bit above it. So, steering wheel, leather wrapped steering wheel, nice and comfortable, and the steering quality is good. It's nice and responsive. Going to have absolutely no problems at all. And as usual, we've got to get one of these bad Shreveport drivers on video. Today it's a truck driver, so hopefully his employer is watching. We're going to get on by this guy. I hate to pass him on the right, but you know what? He made that kind of necessary. It is what it is. We'll see how long he stays over there. I don't know if he will or not, but at least he's behind us now. If you know who that driver is, tell our boss about it. He really shouldn't have done that. Anyway, classic of what we see here on the Vehicle Visionary YouTube channel. Bad drivers here in Shreveport, Louisiana, they're everywhere. I know they're everywhere, period, but just seem to be extra dedicated here in this particular city. So, one thing I like here, again, not anything that's new, but this is a very easily maneuverable vehicle, a very tight turning radius, and that's great. If you live in a very large city where getting around is a little challenging because it's crowded, well, the CRV definitely will take care of things for you. Very easy to see out of as well. But even at that, you've got your blind spot monitoring with the side view mirrors to let you know that somebody is next to you. That definitely helps. So an overall win, I would say, with the CRV for the 2023 model year. So tell me down in the comments section, do you think that this 2023 Honda CRV EXL is worth the sticker price of $35,005? Tell me why you answered the way that you did. I look forward to reading your comments. I got to say a special thanks to my friends who just purchased this CRV. Thanks for loaning it to me for the day. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about other vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.